What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of Sword Art Online Alicization. And let me tell y'all something. This episode was fucking fire. This episode was super hot fire. This episode was fucking phenomenal, y'all. But this episode is without a doubt my favorite Sword Art Online episode of all time. In case you guys wondering, yes, I did record a reaction to this week's review, to this week's episode, and so yeah, that video should be dropping sometime after this review drops. Hopefully, it does. Hopefully, it's only like maybe like an hour or so after this video drops. Yeah. So hopefully, you guys don't have to wait too long on that reaction, because yeah, I lost my fucking mind. I lost my fucking mind while watching this episode, guys. Especially what would happen later on when we saw Kirito's Bankai, which I think I gotta say, I think Kirito has the most badass Bankai ever. I'm sorry, Ichigo, Toshiro, Rukia. I think Kirito got better Bankais than y'all. I'm sorry. But, all joking aside, well actually, before we begin, let me talk about Toonami real quick. So Toonami this week, or last week I should say, was the episode when of course Asuna and the others were looking over for Kirito, and of course they get over to the shell. Overall, I thought the voice acting was great. The girl, I forget who voices Asuna, she did a phenomenal job in this week's episode, like she always does. It was interesting. It was interesting hearing Yui's English voice again, and I forgot she was actually voiced by Hinata and Orihime. So yeah, she was also pretty good. I loved it when Asuna went to the actual base itself, because if you guys remember, in the actual sub, she was speaking English during that whole part of the episode. Here, she just changes her voice a little bit, which I was really like, oh wait, are they gonna keep that same attention to detail when they change it? Like, I expected her to start speaking Japanese, but she just changed her voice slightly. So yeah. Overall, hyped as hell to see this week's episode, which of course is the rest of that whole confrontation between Asuna being like, yo motherfucker, where's my man Kirito? Y'all know when I reviewed that episode a while back, y'all know I lost my mind when I saw that. So with enough jibber jabber, let's get into this week's episode of Sword Art Online Alicization. So we start this episode off. We got Kirito, Yuji, and Alice all team. Well, first up we start with like a little a recap, or just reusing the last 30 seconds of the episode last week. So he's like, yeah, she doesn't be like, system call, generate 5 elevator, all that shit. And so after he starts charging them, you got that amazing. I probably mentioned this last week in last week's review, but I gotta say it again. The OP is God tier. I gotta say I can't say enough times. I love this new OP they got for Alicization, man. So fucking good. Anyway. So Kirito, they're all like, so first, JLE stomps on the ground, putting up these like crosses, and like putting like these X shapes across the arena that they're in. Pretty much, I'm pretty sure those were meant to block their path, make sure they couldn't get out. Excuse me. Okay. So. Oh man, this episode's so fucking good. Anyway, yeah. So they're wondering like how they should tackle this guy down. They're like, crap, what do we do? Alice decides, even if my flowers couldn't even stop this creature, but if I went on defensive, I couldn't really distract him for too long. So we're gonna attack them while during that same time. And she's like, I can do it for about 10 seconds. And they're like, 10 seconds? Alright, so Alice calls upon Zenkin, Senpon Sakura Kage. Calls upon Zenpon Sakura. So he has the flowers swirl around kind of in like tornado type shape, and so that's blocking around from Chidelkin, while Kirito and Yujo focus on the real Chidelkin and the administrator. Yujo's going to distract the administrators to make sure that Kirito can get attacked straight onto Chidelkin. So Kirito sets up for his Bankai. That's what we're calling it, because that's what it was, his Bankai. And he puts his sword up, and he puts his sword on top of his hand. He pulls the sword back. Like, I legit thought the man was gonna just throw it at her like that, like it's a spear, or like he's playing pool or some shit. But no, he just kind of sits there and charges up. You just like, alright, generate, disgenerate, it's like system call discharge, and like ice attack, and just like, hey, you're in mid streets, watch out! So she just blocks them without even really doing anything. They just kind of just fall to the ground or disappear. And while we get back to Kirito, the man's screaming like he's about to go Super Saiyan, like he's trying to go Super Saiyan up here. And while he's charging, his outfit changes to his Ironclad out. And when I tell you I lost my fucking mind during this scene, I lost my fucking mind, ladies and gentlemen. I lost my damn marbles. Watch this. Oh my god, holy shit, this is fucking phenomenal. I lost it. I legit fucking lost it, man. I was like, well, I'm surprised actually I didn't end up calling. I'm from my dad or somebody didn't call him. They're like, Glenn, you know, keep it down over there. Like I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I was losing my goddamn mind. The scene was that fucking awesome. So we get so Sword pierces Chudelican. He got just extended, and it was definitely very similar to Zenbon Zakura. Not Zenbon to Zangetsu. Very similar to Getsuka Tensho. Because, you know, kind of like extends like it's like an extra sword attack. And then when we see Chidouken, there was hella censorship for one. Hella censorship. Like, you know, half the screen was covered in black as the blood was gushing from Chidouken. Like, ah! But from what little we did see, damn, everyone put some real effort into those shots. Like, there was some detail in that blood, detailing, like, you know, and the animation of his body. Like, very, like, everyone put a lot of effort down there, and it sucks that it got censored. So, I can't wait to see this episode on Toonami when we see it completely uncensored, because that's going to be fucking lit, man. That's going to be fucking lit, that's going to be fucking lit, y'all. So, anyway. Excuse me. So yeah, like I said, that's gonna be fucking lit. And then he dies, and after all the blood, there's blood everywhere. The administrator says, "Oh well, that was abortion." I'm like, "Bitch, what you on? That was not abortion. That was WrestleMania, Tia. That was like watching Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 or something. That's how good that fight was." If I had to compare it to wrestling, man. Yeah, this was. And the episode didn't like fall back from this either. It kept up this tone. It kept this up. I gotta give Reki Kawahara and A1 master props episode because this episode did not falter once. And so, especially then it says, well, at least I got a decent amount of data, and I've realized that you over there, Black Swordsman, you ain't from this world, are you? You're from the other world. The world that created this world, am I right? Yeah, and he doesn't deny, he doesn't say like, oh, nah, I'm one of them. The Kirito kind of like is done lying at this point. And he just says, I'm from the one, but I was given the same authority as same authority level as everyone else, so I am nowhere near your level there, Miss Quinella. And he actually says Quinella, and he actually just went to the door, and she's like, oh. So that little brat did fill your head with silly stories. Alice comes jumping. And I love how when Kirito's talking to her, he has his sword planted on the ground. He just kind of like has his hands on top of it. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was like a really cool stance Kirito's on. And you see that like that throughout the rest of the episode until we see the administrators Bankai, which, I think that would even give Aizen a little. I think even Aizen would get a little hard on seeing that because we haven't even seen what Aizen's Bankai looks like. The theories that's best around on what is Aizen's Bankai, but enough me rambling on about Bleach. I've not even seen 1,000 Year Blood War. Anyway, enough of Bleach. She asked, why would she do this? Why would you go this? Why would you rip us away from our families, rip us away from our families, our husbands, our wives, our brothers, our sisters, our children? Why would you rip us from there and implant and have us go through this ritual, this unholy? I forget the exact wording she uses, like inhumane or unholy. I forget the exact wording she used. Ritual. And implant fake memories that we are meant for some divine purpose by these divine beings sent from the gods to, of course, protect the land. Why would you not just let us? Why would you not trust us with our undying loyalty to you? It's like, oh, I did. These prisms that I use, these are a gift of my love to remove you of any of those painful memories that you have, any of that painful stuff, so that you are a beautiful doll for all time. Interesting wording there, but okay. Alice starts crying at this point, and she's like, yes, I have filled with so much hardship and sorrow that I want to rip my heart to shreds. But I do not want you to remove this pain. I do not want you to remove this pain, because this pain, this burden, this persisting hardship confirms that I am not some doll. I am a human being. Yeah. And Kirito kind of comes in there and drops a little bit of bombshell, like, look, y'all, and kind of breaks the fourth wall, I guess you would say, at least in their world. But he says, you know y'all are part of the Matrix, right? And that what is stopping the people, the creators of this world, to be like, okay, yeah, this was a failure, reset, and one button to press away, like it was one snap for Thanos to eliminate half the population, to completely remove this world and start anew. The rivers, the towers, the lakes, everything gone. What would you do? What would happen if that was to occur, Miss Queenella? And actually, one thing I almost got to mention. When Alice was, when the administrator was talking to Abelio, oh, I'll just turn you back into a doll. I'll fix you right up there. Alice. You can actually, Yuji was getting a little pissed off. It was gripping at Storm about taking that. And actually, one other thing I liked about this scene was when Alice was talking to the administrator, she plants her sword down to the ground and kind of puts herself in the same position Kirito is. Which I thought that was also a nice little touch there. And so the administrator kind of gets a little pissed off at this point. She says, oh, but what about you guys? Weren't your world created by some divine being? Of course, referring to religion, of course, that, the world was created by God. I'm pretty sure that's consistent in all the religions. Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. I'm pretty sure it's all connected in those. At least I know that's at least for Christianity. And also, Catholicism, I would think, was the other one. Anyway, no, I'm not even going to begin to talk about religion because I don't listen to that shit. And this ain't a religion debate channel. This is an anime channel, for Christ's sakes. Anyway, so, that your world was created by some divine being, and that what you're doing. And here it says, we're humans. We are human beings. We make mistakes. And that's why and those mistakes we learn from. And that going from you too are human. No one and nothing could ever replace that, and nothing can ever change it. And also, when he called her Miss Queenella another time, she actually says, "Oh boy, would you stop saying that?" He's like, "What if I stop saying the truth? Would it disappear?" No. And so now she gets kind of pissed off. She talks on about how she is this divine being, and that she is the god of this world, and that nothing can stop her. That these knees were made for creation and domination, not to be bending, And you of course know, what's the word I'm looking for? Kneeling before someone, not for bending and kneeling before someone. So she gets out and she's like, oh, so allow me to show you my Bankai, and you'll be the first to ever see it. And she also says that the Integrity Knights were nothing but stopgate. This was going to be like her final straw if she ever did. If, the Integrity Knights weren't able to stop the Dark Territory. Because he says, even if the Dark Territory was to come in today, they would just overrun it. Oh, speaking of one more other thing, one major thing that she dropped in this episode that I almost forgot to mention was, when Alice was talking, she talks about her uncle and how that he's been super loyal for 300 years, and you do not know the pain this man went through and all that stuff, with all the pain he held deep in his heart. And she says that, oh yeah, she knows that actually a century ago, she actually brought that to her attention about, these feelings that he had, and she actually just resynthesized him, removed his feelings, and everything was back to normal. Everything was back to base, back to where they were. So, she isn't scared to do this. She's been doing this in the past. Then, people have been coming to her, or maybe she finds out that people are starting to grow emotions, and she just, fixes them up and just resynthesizes it to get them back in line. Which that was actually pretty. I think that was actually an interesting point that was dropped off in this episode. So we find out what her Bankai is. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. Earlier on, right after Kudelkin died, she says eyesore, picks him up, but like I'm going to just assume she's using the Force because I'd like to think that that Reki Kawahara is a bit of a Star Wars fan. So she uses the Force, picks him up, and throws him at the wall. And then as we land, you can see a little splash of blood on the pillar he was on. I thought that was a nice attention to detail right there. So you see all the golden weapons that have been surrounding this area that we've seen like on the pillars and the walls. They all come together and form this like beast, this mech, this like transformer type thing of all the weapons. And she puts like the crystal that she's been holding in her hand for like the past 2 episodes. She puts that right back up there. I guess it's like the main core of how this thing works. And of course, she says, kill them all and slaughter them. And so they work together to take it down. They try to work together, but they can't because they're all nothing but divine objects. And actually, so Alice first gets slashed, gets like cut right in it, gets impaled. I thought she was gonna straight up die here. Like I was like, oh shit, is Alice going to die here? She didn't get thrown away. Kirito just like is enraged by this like a typical anime factor. He charges towards the thing, blind and rage, and then he gets impaled too. Usual's just kind of sitting around frozen. And everything's going. Then the spider comes in. That's been chilling on Kirito's Kirito's collar, being like, "Stop, Kirito! I can buy you some time. Come on, you guys gotta work together." And she like buys some time. So then the spider, Charlotte, grows huge and starts trying to. And I was like, "Oh shit, this spider's gonna fuck her up. It's gonna fuck him up." And no, he loses some limbs. Yujo doesn't want to do anything. Kirito's kind of like crawling, trying to get to Yujo or just trying to do something. And the spider ends up dying. And I was actually kind of sad by the spider. So I was like, man, Charlotte was cool. Why'd you gotta kill her off like that, man? Come on. I was legit sad. Kirito starts crying and everything. And also Spider tells like, Yujo stab the sword into the floor. Stab it into the floor. And he does that once the spider is about to die. He's like, thank goodness. Just in time. And so the door opens. Cardinal comes in there. The spider goes back to its normal, like, super small size, and she's like, "You were so stubborn." and so she goes up to heal up Kirito and Alice. They're both completely fine, cleaned up from their wounds, and she can revive the spider because it was just an AI. It wasn't a fluck like Kirito was or Alice was. So it was just an NPC, and she was like. And Kirito asks, like, why would she do that? Why would she's just an NPC, why would she, like, go so far to protect us? And it's like, she's been with you for 2 years. Even NPCs, with all the data coming in there, probably could also grow affection, can also grow feelings, can also grow attachment, can also grow to love someone and also want to protect them. So that's probably what happened with Kirito, is that Charlotte got so attached to Kirito, she was like, I will protect him. I will protect him. So yeah, we don't see that the AIs here in this game are also very much capable of having feelings. So like I said, we're one step closer to Skynet, ladies and gentlemen. One step closer to Skynet. And so we end this episode off with Cardinal coming in there looking at the administrator being like, "Oh, it's on now, bitch!" And that's where the episode ends. With like next we're gonna get a face-off between Kirito, Alice, Yujo, and Cardinal versus the Administrator and her mech. It's gonna be lit. Like I said in my reaction, I'm gonna say it here. I'm gonna be definitely doing an episode reaction next week, guys. It's going to be hot. It's going to be lit, and I can't wait to see next week's episode of Sword Art Online Alpha because it's gonna be hype. I'm also looking excited to see what we got for Tsunami this week, of course. Tsunami's like, they're still starting to pack it up. We're starting to get into the arc when, of course, we get to, when Yuji and Kirito start going up in the ranks, the academy, which I really dug those episodes, those early episodes, and after that, when they actually become masters and they get their own Padawans. We're one step closer to episode 10, which I will be doing a reaction to, solely because I'm curious how the English dub is going to. I'm really curious how the English dub cast is going to handle that scene. Like, can they top the Japanese or be on par with the Japanese for the voice actors of Bro and Tisa? Because they got some mighty big shoes to fill, guys, with that scene. So And also, God bless whoever's voicing those two because they're going to need it. And good luck to them. They're going to need all the luck in the world. And I really hope A Plus gives those two a raise for making them having to go through that shit. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that turns out with episode 10. And hopefully it's also completely uncensored. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's still some censorship in there because, this is still American TV. Even if it is like broadcast, I'm pretty sure they probably can't air completely uncensored. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Anyway, guys, so overall, I give this episode a 10 out of 10. Obviously, I'm sure you guys could probably guess it already, but how much I've been praising this episode. But anyway, guys, hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.